You need to watch this if you crave chills down your spine. Welcome to Soul Studios. Here, true crime meets the unknown. Suspense lurks in every shadow, and supernatural forces whisper from the dark. We craft chilling, edge-of-your-seat short stories inspired by the eerie, the unexplained, and the most haunting mysteries. 3 new stories drop every week, each one darker than the last. Are you ready to step inside? Subscribe now before the next story finds you.
It was supposed to be a peaceful winter retreat. 2 brothers snowbound in their family's isolated hunting cabin, surrounded by miles of untouched wilderness. But peace quickly turns to paranoia when each night at exactly midnight, something begins knocking at the cabin door. 5 slow, deliberate taps. With no footprints in the snow and nowhere to run, the brothers' sanity frays as they realize the haunting isn't just outside, it's moving closer, slipping through walls, doors, and finally inside their own minds. As fear blurs the line between reality and nightmare, the brothers must confront a terrifying truth hidden within their family's past. If you think you can handle the chilling truth of what waits behind the 5th knock, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because once midnight arrives at Soul Studios, there's no turning back. My younger brother Alex and I are snowed in at our family's remote hunting cabin, passing a quiet winter evening by the wood stove. I'm thumbing through my phone. He's dozing on the couch. Outside, the wind keens softly through the pines. It's peaceful, until just past midnight when something shatters the quiet. 5 slow, deliberate knocks at the front door. We freeze, staring at the door. That pattern was unmistakably human. Heart pounding, I grab the fireplace poker as a makeshift weapon. Alex scrambles up behind me. "Hello?" I call through the door, voice shaking. No answer, only the low howl of wind. Gathering courage, I unlatch the deadbolt and yank the door open a few inches. A gust of icy air and snowflakes swirls in. By the weak porch light, I see nothing but darkness and drifting snow. No footprints disturb the fresh snow on the steps. Nobody's there. A chill runs through me that's not from the cold. I slam the door shut and slide the bolt back. Alex's eyes are wide. "What the hell was that?" he whispers. I have no answer. We both heard it, 5 distinct knocks. But whoever, whatever, knocked left no trace. I recall an old superstition about phantom knocks heralding death, but that was supposed to be 3 knocks, not 5. What does 5 mean? Neither of us wants to say the word ghost, but the possibilities hang unspoken in the air. We double-check the cabin, windows, back door, even the closets, finding nothing. Everything is still and normal, yet nothing feels normal now. Eventually we retreat to our tiny bedrooms, leaving the hallway lamp on like we did when we were kids, terrified of the dark. I lie awake for hours, mind churning, flinching at every creak of the old cabin. Sometime before dawn, exhaustion overtakes fear and I finally drift into a fitful sleep. In the pale morning light, last night's terror almost feels like a bad dream until we check outside. The snow on the porch is pristine, no footprints at all. Something knocked on our door and vanished without a trace. We spend the day on edge, scouring for any rational explanation. Maybe the wood's just contracting in the cold, Alex offers unconvincingly. I shake my head. 5 slow knocks are not the sound of a building settling. I suggest perhaps a prankster from town, but who would drive miles through a blizzard for that? Every theory we throw out feels more absurd than the last. We have no cell reception out here, and the nearest town is 20 miles down a logging road buried in snow. We're on our own. By afternoon, a new snowstorm has moved in, lashing the cabin with wind and whiteout conditions. Any thought of driving out is abandoned. We bring in extra firewood and even prop a chair under the front doorknob for good measure. There's little else we can do but wait and hope last night was an isolated fluke. But the cabin that once felt like our safe winter haven now seems like a trap. Every timber and shadow feels menacing under our nerves. Midnight of the second night, it happens again. The same 5 knocks booming on the front door. We rush to confront it, throwing the door open to howling wind and darkness, but nothing human. Only swirling snow and that dreadful emptiness. Our worst fear is confirmed. This is no fluke. It is real, and it's not done with us. Thus begins a harrowing pattern. The third night, the knocking moves inside the cabin. We wake to 5 knocks on our bedroom doors, as if the unseen visitor has slipped past our locks. The fourth night, the knocks come from inside the bedroom closet, just inches from where we huddle in terror. In a frenzy of desperation, we fling the closet doors open, but nothing is inside, only our coats hanging limp and a darkness that feels like it's staring back. Each midnight, the intruder draws closer, tightening its grip on our sanity. No matter how high we stoke the fireplace, an unnatural chill seems to settle over the rooms when the hour nears. By day, we desperately attempt to escape, digging out our snowbound truck, even considering a trek through the blizzard. But every plan fails. We are trapped in this place, left to its mercy. By this point, we're both gaunt and hollow-eyed from sleeplessness. Our nerves are shot, and we jump at every settling timber and whispering draft. We try praying, cursing, pleading, but the torment continues, methodical and patient. I hold my brother as he quietly sobs in my arms some nights, whispering that it'll be okay, even though I don't believe it myself. By the 5th day, we genuinely fear we won't survive another night. In the cold afternoon light, Alex quietly writes a goodbye note to our mom in his battered notebook, hands shaking. I do the same, leaving the notes on the table, weighed down by a coffee mug. We don't speak of it, but the gesture says everything. By the 5th night, we're barely holding on. We decide to sit up together in the living room, determined to face it as a united front. But after days without proper sleep, our bodies betray us. Sometime past 11, I unintentionally doze off. I jerk awake to an awful silence. The fire has burned low, casting faint shadows. I immediately sense something's wrong. The space beside me on the couch is empty. Alex is gone. Heart hammering, I call out his name. No reply. I scramble up, nearly tripping. Every light is still on, the front door still bolted. Alex's boots and coat are still by the hearth. He wouldn't venture out into a snowstorm without them. A terrible realization dawns. He didn't leave of his own accord. Something took him. A dread unlike any before presses down on me. I am utterly alone. Suddenly a knock echoes, but not from a door or wall. It's from inside my own chest. A solid thump right beneath my ribs. I gasp, stumbling back. Another knock comes from within me. Then another. 4 knocks in total, resonating under my breastbone with unnatural force. I can't breathe. It feels like something is rapping on my bones from the inside, each knock reverberating through my body. My vision dims with terror. A final 5th knock explodes in my chest, so powerful that I collapse to my knees. Agony blooms in my ribcage, and for a moment I think I hear the splintering of bone or wood, as if my chest were a door being forced open. I cough and taste coppery blood on my lips. Whatever it is, it's inside me now, and trying to get out. My head spins. I barely register a new sound, the click of the front door unlocking itself. Slowly, the door drifts ajar with a drawn-out creak, exposing the black night outside. An impossible spectral light glows beyond. My body, no longer entirely under my control, lurches upright. I feel ice-cold air pour over me as I stagger toward the open door against my will. Just beyond the threshold in the moonlit snow, I see them. Footprints appearing one after another, forming a trail toward the dark tree line. The towering pines beyond stand in spectral silence, their branches etched in silver by the moonlight. No visible feet make them, but they crunch steadily onward as if an invisible procession is filing out of the cabin. 4 sets of prints. And as I step onto the porch, my own bare feet begin to press into the snow beside them, creating a 5th. The snow burns my bare skin, but I hardly feel it. My body moves as if in someone else's control. Tears freeze on my cheeks. I want to scream, to run back, but an unseen force pulls me forward. 5 sets of footprints, 5 trails lead away from the cabin into the woods. I realise that I'm walking among them now, another silent traveller in this midnight march. The cabin door yawns open behind me, light spilling uselessly into the night as we leave it far behind. Come spring, when rescuers finally reach the cabin, they will find the door hanging open and the snow outside marked with 5 distinct trails leading endlessly into the woods, with no sign of either of us. They say when spring thawed the mountain, all rescuers found were 5 sets of footprints wandering deep into the woods, never turning back. Even now, locals whisper of knocks echoing from the abandoned cabin at midnight, 5 slow taps calling out to anyone who dares listen. When midnight knocks, it's already inside.
Every story has an end, but here, the mysteries never stop. Thank you for watching and being a part of this journey into the unknown. Your support keeps these stories alive, and there's plenty more waiting for you. We drop 3 new stories every week, so if you crave suspense, the unexplained and the downright chilling, make sure you're subscribed and ready for what's next. Until then, keep your lights on, your doors locked, and remember, some stories stay with you long after they're told.